Good morning, my YouTube followers. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I know that I did. The sun has been shining and the rain has been screwing off, so that's been really nice. A little update for you on the truck here. This thing is going to be leaving very soon. So we're gonna get the rest of this wiring done. Basically all that's left for me to do is just run this wiring that you're seeing here inside the cab and do some touch-ups underneath of the dash there, run some extra wiring, move the CB radio antenna that's there. That's the factory antenna. We're talking about that antenna right there, and reinstall the interior, and then just finish up that center console. It sounds like a whole lot of work, but it's not a whole lot of work. It's just working on it when I have time, right? So this morning we've got a 2017 Chevrolet Silverado that we're doing a sub-amp install into. It's a JL audio system. I think it's a JL Audio XD amplifier on a couple of JL Audio woofers, so that's kind of cool. So what we'll do here is we get this thing getting pulled in right now. Damien's just working on getting that thing in here. It's a nice truck. It's a real nice T-Ruck. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing in. Let's check out this thing. Right on. Ooh, let's see that again. Let's see. Does that go back in? No? Oh, there it goes. Cool. Right on. So those pop out like that, and yeah, we'll go ahead and get this truck dash uninstalled. Get the sub-amp in here. What a nice truck. It's a high country. It's a high country truck.
The blows audio system.
Oh, with the blows. It's got the blows.
Got the blows down on the bottom.
No, it got the blows. All right. All right, guys. So, whole packs of secrets. Oh. Lots of secrets. This is, you know, let's get one of these things. Oh, look at her. Look at her. Yeah, there she is, boys. Anyhow, all right, we're gonna get this thing pulled apart and get back at you. All right, so Damien's got the seat removed out of the back of this truck here. Factory amp's actually located behind this panel here, behind the seats. So we're gonna go ahead and tap into that using a line output converter there. And we got the box, which is here. Dual 10-inch box, and we got two 10W V3 woofers on an XD 1000 watt amp. So this is an A-Trends box. It's actually a really nice box. It's been rhino lined and looks really good. So we're gonna go ahead and get these woofers inside the box and get this thing wired up. We're gonna use one terminal and not the other. I don't know why they do that. I wish they would just run the wires predetermined to one panel as opposed to two, but you know, whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and get those woofers slapped in this thing. We've got two single voice coil 4 ohm woofers that we're gonna wire to 2 ohm. So we're just gonna go ahead and remove this here so we can get our wiring to it. A little bit difficult to do with one hand, but hey, I'll give her a whirl for you. Little sloppy. Got my filly on a drilly. All right, and then this thing should just pop out of here, and then we'll go ahead and start wiring up our wires to it. Okay, so since these are getting hooked up in series to go to 2 ohm, or sorry, in parallel, I think, yeah, parallel, yes. Next step is to run these wires through the box and onto the other side there, but I like to actually bolt these on to the terminals and not use these silly little, you know, things here. It just makes for a better connection, or solder them on, whichever you prefer. So now I'm just going to drill a hole in the center of the box, just big enough to run this wire through. All right, so wire has been ran through. Got one on this side here and one on this side here, and now we can go ahead and mount this back up and start getting the woofers installed. Are installed. All right, those sound good. So this one is obsolete. We're not going to be using this terminal, and one way that I like to determine the two apart is just throwing a little screw here on the terminal that the woofers are actually wired to, just so there's no confusion when the box is getting installed. So yep, this is the one right here that we are going to throw the wire onto. So we're going to go ahead and take our multimeter and just quickly throw it on these terminals here. and make sure that we have a 2 ohms. And we'll flick this on here, off, and then back on. And we are at a solid 2.2, whatever. It should fluctuate a little bit when I move the woofers. Yep, all right. So everything's good to go. Box is now wired. We're gonna go ahead and move on to getting this base control knob installed and routed. So, moving forward here, I kind of skipped past a whole bunch of sections here. And that's just because it is a busy day here. And so we got the woofer installed, the blocks installed, the amplifiers installed on the back wall over there. And we've just simply got our sub wire coming through the floor. Not sure if you guys can see that there, right there. And then hooked up to the box. So we're in the tuning stage now. So we're gonna go ahead and tune this baby up, get it back together. All right, so everything's all tuned up here, looking good. We're just getting the seat in here, but I gotta help them out. So Damien's working away on getting the seats all bolted back in there now. And then there's that wire there for the sub box on the floor. And everything's hidden nicely behind the seat. So this thing's ready to go. And I was just showing you that base control knob here. Real nice place for it, actually. I put that there, looks pretty good. How was that, Dame?
Just fantastic.
Fantastic. All right, so this is done, and now I'm gonna pull in a pretty cool car. It's a 1992 BMW 850 Ci with only 50,000 original kilometers on this bad boy. Check this thing out. Yeah. This is like a lot of people's dream car, including one of mine. I love this car. This thing is so awesome. This thing was imported from Japan about 5 years ago. Not from Craig, but man, this thing is awesome. Totally, totally awesome. So the factory stereo is not working on this car, and the headliner was covered at one point from somebody else, and I thought it kind of looked like shit, so we're gonna replace it and do a nice job with some like Alcantara looking material, so that should be pretty cool. And yeah, car is absolutely awesome. Even the interior is in really good shape. Let's see if it's unlocked. No, it's locked, of course, but yeah, it's an 850i and it's the V12 version, so right on. Okay guys, so we're pretty much done with this truck. Gonna wait to pull that thing in until this truck is completed, just so I have lots of room, because I actually have to remove the headliner. So rock on. Alrighty then, so we've got this BMW in the shop now, and man, I love the way that these windows open up. Just, it's a huge big wide opening here. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and remove the headliner. Someone, when he first bought this thing, they agreed that they were gonna do the headliner, but they did it in like, it looks like fleece. You know what I mean? Like they didn't do it in headliner material. So it kind of looks cheesy and not the greatest. So, and then he's got some, you know, falling down stuff back there on that C-pillar way in the back in the right-hand corner there. So we're gonna rewrap everything in one consistent, clean-looking color, which is like that gray, suede looking stuff, and we'll wrap it all up and make it looking nice. So I've been working with this for about a total of about 2 minutes here. I've already pulled all 4 of the panels off and removed all of the fabric that they had on there. They just use a really poor quality glue and fabric, so obviously it's not going to stick. They also broke this panel here when they were doing it and tried to repair it by throwing some, I don't even know what the hell that was. It was like little pieces of copper wire around it to see if they could fix it. So I'm going to plastic weld that back together for them. And now I'm going to work on removing the door trim here, and remove each of these what the hell do we call those darn things, sun vent visors. There we go. And Damien's working away on removing that old beast of a radio. Thing just straight up isn't working at all, period. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get that out of there, and we may end up replacing these door speakers as well. We'll see what's up after. But I gotta get this headliner down. Okay, so here's what we're working with, guys. I've started to remove some of this old material here from the headliner, and they use like some really weird foam. You know, I know that there's supposed to be some kind of foam in behind this, but with the stuff that I'm going to be installing, I won't be using any of this backing foam, just because it'll be a nice hard look with the suede that I'm planning on putting on this headliner. So the only real way of removing all this foam excuse me, is to remove it using a wire wheel, just like I'm doing right here. You know, remove all the crap here, and it's going to be a bit of a process to get it nice and clean. But once it's nice and clean, it'll be good. So I'm going to work on doing this, and I'll get back to you in a little bit. Okay, so it's a slow going process on this. Still got a bit more to go here on top. The wire wheel first, and then some lacquer thinner, and you just put that on a towel and let that soak into the old glue, and gives you a nice smooth surface here to work with. You know, a couple minor imperfections and stuff like that, which I'll work out after, but you know, get the majority of the glue off first. That way you have a nice clean working surface. Then we gotta do all the edges and stuff in here now too. And yeah, we're just working away on doing this. So once I'm done doing this, I will go ahead and start prepping this to wrap again. All right, so the headliner is now prepped, and it's ready to go. All the old glue has been removed, and there's a couple little spots there that you can just rub your finger on and get rid of any high spots. You know, run your hand over top of the whole thing. Make sure you don't have any weird high spots, because the material that we're putting on here will show a lot of the imperfections in the headliner if you're not careful to remove anything like this. Just run your hand across it and, you know, get rid of the old glue. And we're doing that everywhere here, and just kind of making sure that any spots we've missed are going to be nice and clean. And I know that it looks kind of patchy or whatever, but that's just like the original fiberglass here, kind of peeking through some of the original primer there. And again, you're just rubbing your fingers all the way around every little edge here, making sure that you've got any weird high spots out of the way. A couple little spots here. Here we go. And that lacquer thinner does make everything kind of sticky, but it also preps the headliner, so when you put the new glue on there, it'll stick really, really well. So before you start wrapping this thing up, you want to make sure that the lacquer thinner has been completely dried out and you know, evaporated before you start wrapping it. Otherwise it'll make it kind of soft, the new glue, and you don't want that. So a good reason to a good way to prevent that from happening is just stick this bad boy in the sun for an hour, not even 25-30 minutes in the sun. Let all that stuff evaporate off of it. And now I'm going to start prepping all of the A pillars and B pillars, or C pillars, and those just require just a little bit of a wipe down with some lacquer thinner, and that'll be it. All right, so these are all prepped as well, just a little bit of a wipe down there, nothing too substantial. I'm gonna go grab some material and start wrapping this. All right, so here's one panel here. I wrapped it up, just give you an idea. But yeah, it's looking really, really, really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the rest of these panels now. All right, guys, so continuation from yesterday. Yesterday was such a busy day that I didn't have an opportunity to get the video uploaded or to you know, do a bunch of other stuff. So I'm just continuing on from yesterday. I had to get the headliner all cleaned up, and it's pretty much ready to go. I got a couple of small little touch-ups to do here. There's a little dent here on the headliner. I'd like to fill that in with some body filler just so the material doesn't show that once it's inside the car. I got all of these panels wrapped. This is the C pillar, I guess you could say. Nice looking suede, just a gray, you know, gives it a nice, you know, nice look. And this little section here is for one of these lights, so that'll go back in there once it's been cut. Here's the A pillars here. Those have been wrapped up, looking really good. And now we are just moving on to I have this last panel to do here, and I already tried this one once, but wrapping this area in here is actually quite difficult, so I gotta try that again. And then we're gonna go ahead and get this material cut and put on the headliner. So, but in the meantime, our friendly Acura NSX is back. He's got the interior back together on this bad boy after we did the deck install. Bunch of carbon fiber pieces that go all the way along here. Everything looks really nice there. He's got a Garmin navigation unit up above there. It looks really good. He's done a bunch of cool work to this, and I think it looks pretty darn good. So today we are going to do the alarm install. So I'm going to go ahead and start prepping out this Viper alarm, and we'll get this thing installed. He's got a proximity sensor here, and I'm going to start wiring this bad boy up. Alright, so this is what we're working with on the Acura here. I know it looks like a little bit of a spaghetti mess right now, but there was a alarm previously installed in this, and they kind of hacked some of the wiring, so I got to remove the old wiring. Luckily, you know, it kind of was handy in a way where I could find all the triggers and things that I needed. We got some powers here that were added in. I'm going to remove all those and install my own, and I've got my alarm pre-wired here, ready to go. So I've got everything tested, taped up to the point where I'm going to be making all my connections and terminating everything. So I've got my soldering iron and my wire strippers and cutters and all that stuff, and we're going to go ahead and start wiring all this stuff in. Alrighty guys, and you know, moving along here, got the whole alarm installed, and it is nicely tucked up right there underneath of the dash nicely. Everything's all been tested, taped up, and beautiful. Used a nice factory grounding point there for the ground. All the wires are all zip tied and nicely organized. Now I just need to install the proximity sensor, which is going to be going, I think, approximately right there. And then I'll hook up the shock sensor, which I'll put above there. Alright, so the alarm is all done on this Acura NSX. This is the factory glove box here. We'll just quickly disconnect this bad boy and hop it out of the way. And this comes out of the way there. And there's his proximity sensor. There's his shock sensor there. And the alarm is all nicely tucked up underneath of here. You guys can see that way up there. And everything's all nicely zip tied and loomed and looking beautiful. So this one is finally done, guys. This took me probably a course of about 4 to 5 hours to do from start to finish, and it works really well. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys subscribing. I appreciate you guys liking the shite out of this video. And thanks for watching, guys. Sorry about yesterday. I know I didn't have a chance to post a video, but I'm doing that today. So keep posted. We're working away on this BMW now. So we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up this headliner, and I'll show you the finished product probably tomorrow, guys. So thanks for watching, and have a great day, guys. Carphonics signing out.